guys. Welcome back to another edition of Boundaries and Brotherhood. I'm your host, Gordon Watt. As you can see, it's 2026. I hope you guys been all going to the gym and losing all that weight that you put on for the past 3 weeks.
That's 2 months, man. Since Christmas, man, or since Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true. But today's topic, right? Today's topic, well, is going to be how action precedes belief, and you don't need to always feel ready to become a man of execution. It's part of our Sovereign Man, 11th Man build up for the workshops that we got going on. Because while Doc explains everything else, I'm going to set us up technically as normal. But please speak on what we'll be going over, what we're going to be doing, and what you're going to benefit from this if you're in this situation. Doc, reintroduce yourself. Take it away. Let me get us all situated here.
Greetings, everybody. This is Dr. Keith Fairclough, of Boundaries and Brotherhood, and Freedom Change Success. And so, guys, today I think it's an appropriate topic. We're going to be talking about how action precedes belief. Because a lot of times we go in the beginning of the year, we make all these resolutions, we have all these different beliefs and talk about how things are going to be different. And we do all of that. And then 2026 looks just like 2025 and 2024 and 2023 and 2 and 1. And you keep on going down the line. You've been saying the same thing for a long time and nothing changes, right? Maybe you had all this energy and motivation. It's like, yeah, I'm really going to do it. I'm really going to do it. And maybe you had one day where you just worked really hard and you were researching things and looking things up. And maybe you started therapy or you did coaching or you went to the gym. And then the first couple of, weeks was like, great, and the third week was like, you start to slow down, start losing steam. And the fourth week, it's okay. And then, but it's all said and done. You're right back to where you were before. Right? It's the same issue, right? The same issue that we keep coming back to over and over and over again is that we say we believe these things. We say we want change. We say we want to do things different, but our lives look the same. Our efforts look the same, and we make excuses, right? We make lots of excuses. I don't have the time. You don't understand. Right. It's a money thing. Well, you don't understand. It's the system. It's the government. It's the economic climate. It's my health. It's my this. You start making all these excuses, and we all know that an excuse is just a lie we're comfortable telling ourselves. That's all an excuse is. It's just a lie you're comfortable telling yourself. And you have to ask yourself the question, at what time are you going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of staying in the same situation? Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. At what point in time are you going to finally execute? And
right. Absolutely.
And I would say
it's a big thing.
The mindset of I'm just going to wait till I feel it. Right. There's a lot of people that's like, there's a moment that comes. And when that moment comes, finally, that's when I'll do it. Like, what are we even talking about right now when we say that? As if there's some magic out there in the world that just floats around and then maybe it'll hit you one day and your whole life will be different. Like there's no research to suggest that. There's no religion to suggest that. There's no study to suggest. There's literally nothing to suggest that. You have the power to make the change right now. But again, I think it's a lot of these excuses. And Gordon, I think maybe we can take some time and go over what some of these excuses are and kind of pull those apart, because these excuses are what's holding you back from being the 11th man, from being a sovereign man, from being the man that God has designed you to be. It's the excuses, right? So Gordon, I'm going to pass it off to you. I think you got everything set up now, right?
Yeah, we're set up. We're ready to rock and roll. Guys, if you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, leave us a comment. I can drop that comment right in here. And we can answer it live, even if you have a question. That's how cool this thing is. Because like I said, you might be in a situation right now where you're a man, you're tired of just performing. And momentum might be something that, you might be exhausted wearing a mask to perform with any type of situation and being a lone wolf where a lone wolf or a joker, trying to just fit in with a crowd when you've been born perfect already. We want you to shift from an avatar identity, like a redundant person going through life, to an authentic, grounded type, powerful person that doesn't need to be loud, but wants to be heard in a perfect way. And that's what the sovereignty thing does. Because you might be tired of a situation that you might be in. Like you might be tired of underperforming in your own head, but there's also a fact that you can use how momentum works over motivation, because momentum will kill motivation, because you can be motivated 2026, but your momentum might still be on the couch.
Hmm.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of this session right here, you're going to be able to learn how to be consistent in your progress on your most important goals and how to do it. You're going to have freedom from analysis paralysis and get away from the decision fatigue, because we're going to have that mindset so you can become the sovereign man with Doc, so that you can move in that section. Thirdly, we're going to be able to help you increase confidence and create tangible accomplishments using small techniques. Doc, how does that sound to you? Because this is what they're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds good to me. It sounds good to me because, essentially it's time for your life to change. Right.
Absolutely. And that's what we're here for. It's so much stuff going on in the world right now that, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of violence, a lot of things that are losing control that's going on. Doc, what do you think about the performance mission men put on themselves, putting their ego in front instead of just being the sovereign man?
In regards to them kind of overcoming, making progress as far as like, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of men, they want to put their ego first instead of just being okay with themselves, because we don't want to perform, right? I'm guilty of it at one point in my life, right?
Mm.
My ego goes first. I want to perform in front of everybody because I want to be the man. I want to be the power and all this stuff. But what did that get me, right? What are you seeing as helping men overcome that
So,
performance issue?
so I guess I would say when it comes to performance, right? You know, and as far as like issues with men, when it comes to actions preceding belief, kind of tying that all together, a lot of times we as men, we're performing for something we don't even really want, right? We're performing and operating in roles like we don't even really want to be in. We just feel we have to be. And this is a killer, because you have something you want to do and something you want to drive towards. And for whatever reason, maybe it's ego, maybe it's you've been conditioned, maybe you feel you're not good enough, or your value, your worth is not up, whatever it is. And so you feel you live a very unfulfilled life, right? And what ends up happening is you keep putting on that mask. You perform for your wife, you perform for your kids, you perform for your church, you perform for your community, your business, your friends, you perform for everybody else. And when it comes time to that thing you really want to do, that you really need to be taking action on, you're drained. You're physically drained, emotionally drained, mentally drained, you're worn out. That's why when you try to get motivated, right? You try to get motivated to do, to lose weight or something like that. But, and again, the motivation's great, but motivation won't carry you. Motivation, might get you started, but discipline will help you to build that momentum that will help you to keep moving forward. And so when it comes to that, being a performative male, you're not living the life you're designed to live. You're living a very unfulfilling life. And you know what I mean, right? When you dread going to work, right? Or you dread going home. You dread walking into situation. You dread taking a phone call. You sit in your your driveway for 10, 15 minutes before you even go in the house, right? That's what this does. You're drained. You're worn out. You're not living a life of purpose. And when it comes time to try to do what you want to do, right, you're too drained to do it, right? And then that's when we start making excuses. Well, this is just my lot in life, or I'm a man and this is just what it's got to be. I got to put myself on the back burner and all. You start making all these excuses when the fact of the matter is no, you could have the life you're looking for. You can. You can have the life you're looking for. You can have the marriage you're looking for. You can have the money you're looking for. You can have the relationship with your children you're looking for. You can have the impact you're looking for. But first, you guys start looking yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, what do I really want? What do I really want? And what's getting in the way of me getting to that? Right? Is it the excuses? Is it the excuses you're making up as to why you can't do something, or why you feel you have to be, put everybody on your back, and you start tearing those things apart. And that's what we help you guys to do, right? To find out, okay, what excuses are keeping you from being the 11th man? What excuses are keeping you from being sovereign, right? That's what we're here to do and help you with. so you don't stay stuck. So 2026 doesn't look like 2025 or 2024 or however long you've been stuck in that situation. You don't have to be stuck. Your life can change once you make the decision for it to change. But I will say this, though, you got to take action. You got to take action. And as the title of this is saying, how action, precedes belief. And some people might be like, what doesn't make any sense? Don't you got to believe first before you do? And actually what happens is you actually have to do the action. The action reinforces the new belief, right? So if I want to have a workout schedule, I have to start working out. I can't just in my mind be like, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it, and then eventually I'm going to do it. No, you have to go and do that thing. And then no matter what your brain may say, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. This is too hard. Oh man, you're overweight. What about your knee? What about your shoulder? Oh my gosh, you're taking time away from this. We start making all these excuses. You just have to go. I just got to show up, and I just got to keep going and keep going and keep going. And eventually, when you keep doing that, you're going to reinforce that, okay, I am a person who works out. I am a person who is healthy. I am a person who takes care of their body. I am an athlete. And then the belief is created. And then it just becomes automatic. So action must precede belief in any state that you're in, or you're wearing a mask, or it's your ego that's holding you up, or whatever the case may be. You shed all that stuff, identify what you want, and start taking an action to go towards it. Even the smallest action. I'm just going to go to the gym and I'm just going to walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes, then I'm going to leave. Great. Start there. And then, like Gordon was saying, you build momentum. And as you build momentum, you go for 10 minutes. And then maybe you hit a machine. And then before it's all said and done, you're in there for a full hour. And now you're looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's, as far as that's concerned, that's how we got to move, guys. Not allowing your mask or your situation or any excuse to keep you from being the man you want to be. You have to take it. You got to take it. No one's going to give it to you. Nobody's going to give it to you. You have to take it. And you take it by making a decisive decision and taking action. And you continuously take action. Even when the motivations run out, right? The motivation's gone and ran out. You keep taking action. You keep showing up, and you keep showing up, and you keep showing up. Before it's all said and done, your life is going to look completely different than it did when you started.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. You got to figure out, like, when you take some small steps and you're moving into the right direction where you're creating that momentum of things that you got going on, you start feeling confident, not just about yourself, but what's going on around you. It could be not just in the gym. It could be in business. It could be everything. As long as you take small daily actions and feel confident and you recognize the small wins that you got going through, your ego and your performance is kind of like your performance, because you're going to be happy with it. I'll give you a perfect example. Right before we came on here, we just discovered something new with one of the systems, and we tested it all out. Like me and my other guys, we try to break things. Basically, we try to break things using the AI and everything else, and to see if we can create. But what happened is we're so ahead of things going on because we use a workshop style momentum. We spend 20 minutes a day, and guess what? Between all of us, we start building up our momentum. Guess what happens, Doc? The confidence level is so up here that when we run into a problem, it's like, oh, we're just going to do this, that's not. It's going to figure itself out. Now, instead of the mental jujitsu that we're going to, we can't figure it out, we're going to take too much time. Shit, we just try to break things, right? Because even like when you go to work out, you're basically breaking down your body and working it out so you can get the mobility, you can get the strength, you can get the flexibility back. And that's the same for life in general. If I let everything hold me back and I gave myself excuses, what kind of momentum would I have in gaining the life I have right now? Right? Now, second part of this, right, Doc, is how does it work where how important is consistent progress when setting your goals?
Oh, I mean, consistency is everything. Consistency literally is everything. Gentlemen, if you're watching, that's why I say it doesn't matter how small, right? I'll share a story with you real quick. So I had in 2022, we were in the middle of purchasing our house. We were a couple of days away from doing, or not days away, maybe some weeks out or whatever. And there was a small drip, small insignificant, so small, so insignificant. I thought the puddle I cleaned the kitchen that morning. It was so small. I thought the puddle on the counter was just maybe I missed it, right?
Okay.
Maybe I missed it. Right? So I cleaned it up, whatever, right? Everything seemed to be good. I came back, I think it was like later on that night, that Friday night, and the entire bottom of the sink was full of water, broken, fell down,
No
water
way.
in the walls, water everywhere, just the dry, the floorboards, right? The wood floor warped, pulling up, all these things like that. What happened? What happened? But before it's all said, I found there was a small
Pinhole.
consistent drip, and it did well over $20,000 worth of damage.
Easily.
Well over $20,000 worth of damage from the small, consistent drip, 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 drip. That's it. Not a whole bunch of water, not a fire hose, So when I say consistency is everything, I literally mean that. In anything that you do, anything you're trying to achieve, because a lot of times, especially us as men who come from that athletic background, right?
Okay.
You had the six-pack abs, you used to bench 315 20 times, you used to squat 600, you used to do all these things, right? And so it's like, dang, we fell off. We got the dad bod, we got the belly, we got low energy, hair's bald, like we're down bad. And what are you going to do? I want to get back to what I was when I was 20 years old. So let me join the gym and deadlift 700 pounds. There goes your back. There goes your back. Gone. Just like that. Not anymore. And now you're like, forget about it. I don't want to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's what happens. What we should have done was, okay, man, I ain't been in the gym for a minute. I'm just gonna start off slow, right? I know what I'm doing.
That ego did it.
I make sure that the ego, right? We got to put all that stuff to the side, right? And so, okay, I used to be like that, but hey, this is a different time, whatever. I gotta take care of myself, whatever. So I just gotta show up. Maybe I just work out. I used to work out 5 days a week back then. Maybe I just need to start with 2. Maybe, upper body day, 1 day here, 1 day there. Maybe throw a little cardio in or something like that. You start, but as long as you keep showing up, and any area of your life, gentlemen, any area of your life, you start small and you just with the same drip in your marriage, same drip, your savings, same drip, your kids, same drip, job, work, health, anything, you name it. You keep showing up with the same drip. And then what's going to happen over time, it's going to build. And before it's all said and done, going like you were talking about momentum, you're going to have this massive amount of momentum behind you, like a tidal wave of it. And you're going to start crushing things. You're like, dang, I didn't know life could be this good. I didn't know my relationship could be this good. I didn't know my money could be this good. I didn't know my mental health could be this good. All I was doing was just breathing every morning. They said breathe every morning, 3-4-7. Just breathe every morning, right? Do whatever, box breathing, whatever. 5 minutes every day. Oh, now you're not stressed anymore? Now your nervous system's relaxed. Now you actually can have good communication. The people can't trigger you like that. Now your blood pressure's gone down. And all you did was just 5 minutes of breathing every day.
Big, yep.
That's it. So consistency is critical. That you don't have to get it all. Just something small, and you just keep doing that. If you make a 1% change every single day, you 365% change for the end of the year. At the end of the year, if you make a 0.5% change,
I was like, oh, that's deep. 1% change.
Yeah.
How many percentage compounded over time will you get in the first quarter of this year? Amazing.
Oh,
right,
man. So that consistency, Gordon, it's everything. It's everything. You don't got to get it all. You just got to be consistent with the small things. And then
I'll give you a story. I'll give you a story which is perfect. How important consistency is, right? Because, like you said, when you buy a house, one thing about me, I'm consistent and persevere like a motherfucker, right? Because I just keep hounding. Like you said, when you got your house, when I had to buy my house, I didn't have to just do all the regular stuff because I was still under BOP custody with restitution, with child support. I had to submit all my paperwork, financials, everything else to the court system before I could even apply to buy the house.
Yeah.
So if they said no, I couldn't do it. If creditors said no, I couldn't do it because of courts. Guess what I did? Persistent, consistent, daily action. You want paperwork? Here. I had to drop off a packet to the judge this big of all my financials, because if I missed that mark, I wouldn't be in the position I am now.
Yeah.
And that's how good consistency. Consistency also, when I had past child support while I was in prison and I was trying to get my CDL,
Yeah.
my child support didn't die in Hawaii. In California, they wipe you out because you went to prison.
Mhm.
In Hawaii, it compounds every year. I come out, I get to the camp, I get an opportunity to get my CDL. We make all the furloughs, all the transfers, everything else. We go to the thing to get my CDL on this program that I was on. And they said, you can't take it because you have child support issues. I'm like, oh man. So what I did was I wrote to child support services. How about I give you $20 a month? And then after about 6 months, they let me take my CDL. Because, it's like, how are you so, I know I can't pay it off, but I did pay it off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the consistent, persistent action and the determination you need to have, and you do it life the same thing, right? If you want something bad enough, you figure out a way. If you want something, you put that ego aside. If you want something bad in life, you do what it takes to get it done within the law.
Mhm.
I got to put that in.
Yeah.
Within the law to get it done, because most men will find excuses to do something just because of performance issues.
Mhm.
It's like having an ED function for your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? If you have an ED situation for your whole body, what do? You got to go figure something out. And that comes from being not just motivated, but taking the momentum you have for doing something else.
Yeah.
Right? Doc,
Yeah.
what does, after you get confident, after you get momentum going, what does it feel like to have the analysis paralysis just fade away, becoming a sovereign man? Because most men, they might be frozen. They might be stuck. I can't date. I don't know how to find a woman. I don't have the confidence. What happens after?
Oh, well, the thing is, guys, if you've got to that point where you're taking action, honestly, you're not going to have to worry about analysis paralysis, right? Action beats fear. Action kills all that, all of it. Everyone, you think about anybody who's stuck and trying, oh, well, what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And if you're not worried about all that. Oh, what if they don't like it? Doesn't matter. I'm already here.
Right.
What if the gym's too hot? Don't matter. I'm already under the bar. Too late for that now. God, what are you going to do? Push? You're going to stop right here and think? No, you're not. Oh, but what they said is too late. We're already in the conversation. Action beats fear every single time.
Big.
Action undefeated listen, action and fear go to battle every day. And action is undefeated. Undefeated. Has not lost ever. Infinity and
bing.
Infinity and right? Action
Action beats everything.
That paralysis analysis, the problem is you're not taking any action. You're spending way too much time thinking and not enough time moving and doing, right? And granted, I'm not saying we shouldn't think through things. I'm not saying being reckless, and because that's a lot of people get into debt and just do bad things, right? There's I forgot what book I was reading, but it was basically saying you have to take in enough information for you to make a decision. I think it was like 70%. It was a conversation. Essentially, I think it was Colin Powell when he was a general back in the day, and he said, in the war, you don't have time to have 100% of the information. You get 70%, you got to make a move because the battlefield is so much.
Yeah,
and it's the exact same thing in this world and in this life, right? In your relationship, maybe you're sitting here thinking, "Oh well, maybe I gotta do, and maybe I gotta do, and then all that," and all of a sudden your wife's out the door. Oh wait, hold on! It's too late. She's already out the door. She's already in some other man's arms, in some other man's bed. Yeah. Oh man, well, the kids and and work and all this stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, Johnny, you want to play catch? Johnny's 16, 17 years old. He's like, nah, Dad, I'm good on that. Yeah, you should have caught me 10, 20 years ago. Well, not 20 years ago, but should have caught me 10 years ago when I was 7. When I was asking you then, when I was 5, when I was asking
Yeah.
you then, you should have caught me then. Now I'm with my friends. I'm with my girl. I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
You know, so so
Nightmare right there.
it's so critical. It's so critical. Just get up and go. Oh, I have the perfect workout plan. No, you don't.
You know
No, you
what?
don't. You just got to get up and go. Do something, and you'll figure it out along the way. You don't have to. Well, if
That's the key.
expert, but no,
That's
I'm
the key.
fat. I'm overweight. I'm sick. My health is declining. I need to do something. I need to just get in the gym and just start moving. And as you start moving, then you can start changing things and doing things. But especially if you're in business, and I've heard this time and time again, speed kills in business. And when you're paralyzed, not doing anything, trying to figure everything out, trying to make sure everything's perfect, someone else has failed over and over and over and over again. Like Gordon was just saying, we're going to break it and break it and break it and break it and break it. And then eventually someone's going to hit and then boom, it's going to take off while you're still working on an obsolete plan because you're stuck. You've got to move.
Yeah, we move. Yeah, it's all about first to market, right? This is what I'll give you some game right now, right? I'm gonna give you some game. One thing about this AI game that's going on, right? It's a tech bubble going on. Whoever can figure these things out faster, because everybody is in a gold rush right now. Everybody's breaking out tools, everybody breaking out agents, everybody breaking out things. Which tool is the one? Everybody's trying to mine the gold. Who's getting rich? The people busting out tools fast enough. But the number one thing is who has the biggest information as taking action. Because everybody's paralyzed with what do I do? How do I get it? How do I do? I mean, I was just telling this to somebody else. The only reason why I'm ahead of this stuff is because while I'm watching my kids and they want me to sit on the chair with them while I'm giving a bottle or something, I get to watch this stuff, then I get to implement. And this is where I'm utilizing my time. And once I implement, and the way my brain works, when it goes from a 0 to 180 miles per hour, it just goes pew. And then that's why people ask me, how do you figure this out? I said, because I keep trying to break it and figure it out and what's best for me. Yeah. Now, the situation right now is, it also comes down to this. Once you do it and you fail and you grade the insights and you give yourself enough credit for it, guess what happens? Confidence and tangible accomplishments. Let me repeat that. Tangible accomplishments will get you where you want to be, even though if you screw it all up.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Because if you try to, it's like when you're doing, oh, look, Sky, oh, I wish, Sky, we got you next time, right? But at the same time, when you figure things out for yourself and you find out what best works for you and you create that consistent progress, what we did in number 1, and you might be stuck right here. Guess what happens? You fail. Like all the biggest millionaires, that anybody that says anything, when they interview them, what's the biggest thing they do? They said they always failed fast, but they figured it out, like what Doc said. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't figure out, you can't rely on somebody else to figure it out for you, because they are not you. Like Doc said through our course of the year, you were born perfect. Somewhere along the line, you went astray. I'm guilty of it. He's guilty of it. Yeah. The beauty of it, Boundaries and Brotherhood has figured out a way to pull that information out of you and make you the best potential with the workshops and the webinars and the seminars coming out at the end of this month, because we want you to be sovereign. And what does sovereign mean, Doc?
Oh, you're asking me? Oh, sure. Man, put me on the spot, man.
Hey, you know what I do.
Sovereign means to be in control. It means to be in full and total control. That's what sovereign means, right? And when we're talking about our sovereignty program, we're talking about you being able to have full control over your life, right? Like, stop being a victim to the world, or stop making yourself a victim and giving your power away. You know, what my wife did to me and the what they do to me at work and what they do to me here, there, and everywhere else. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. For what? Why are you doing that? Why give your power away? You have the power to do and be anything you want to be. You know, like, you don't have to be you can't be stopped as long as you don't want to be stopped. And Gordon, you were talking about, you just mentioned yesterday that saying that that I have, where everyone's born perfect, but we spend the rest of our life, trying to get back to that spot. And the
Right.
fact of the matter is, a lot of us get hamstrung because we adopt beliefs that aren't even ours. We
It's
adopt limiting beliefs from our mom, limiting beliefs from our dad, limiting beliefs from our teacher, limiting beliefs from our culture, limiting beliefs from our religion, limiting beliefs from our schools, limiting beliefs from our friends. We adopt all of these limiting beliefs, and this unlimited creature now gets put in a box defined by your gender, defined by your height, defined by your skin color, defined by all these things, where it's like, these are just attributes. These are just things. This isn't even who you are. You're greater than that. You're better than that.
better than that.
You're
Yep.
unlimited. We're made in the image of God. And what that means is God's like, yeah, I can do anything. And I'm giving you guys the domain over earth, and you guys can do anything. And for anyone who would challenge me on that, what have we as humans set out to do in this earth, in this domain, and not done it? We got freaking oil platforms drilling hundreds of miles in the dirt, right, to get oil. We're sending people into space. We got AI. We got cars that drive themselves. We got planes in the sky.
Everything.
You name it. You name it. And where are we stopping? Where's the limitation? Where's the wall that we hit where we say, oh, you know what? We can't do that. Now we got people trying to biohack our body to live forever. Trying to stop the telomeres. If you know anything about biology, the reason why we age is because when our cells divide, they give you a little biology lesson. There are these things called telomeres, right? And they're nice and long when we're short, when we're all younger. But as we older, with DNA damage, things like that get shorter and shorter and shorter, and that's why we start to kind of degrade. We got people right now working on making it so that doesn't happen anymore. And so let me just rephrase that. We got people working on immortality for humans.
Right.
So please tell me what you can't fix your marriage? No, stop. You can't fix your marriage. You can't fix your finances. It's impossible.
Everything is fixable.
Yeah, you can't fix your relationship with your kids. You can't fix your health. We got people that come back from stage 4 cancer. They've been given months or weeks to live, and they come back. You can't fix your health? You can't fix your... Stop. No, Gordon. Listen, you might have to cut me off soon, man.
I was just about to say, Doc is going off because there's a topic that rubbed him well.
I'm just saying, I hate it, man. Like, why are you believing? Who told you to believe that? Who said that's the truth? Who said that's the case?
Let me get you off right here, right?
Oh,
right? Because
one more thing, Gordon. One more thing.
I got you.
Love it. I forgot what the guy's name is. He's from like Sydney, Australia. The man's got no arms and no legs. The man's got no arms and no legs. And this man's married with a wife and kids, and he's rich. Stop, man. Stop. No. Listen, that's why you got to come to Boundaries and Brotherhood. That's why you got to come.
It's a choice.
We eliminate the excuses so you can have the life you're looking for, so you can truly be sovereign over your own life. And stop making excuses that keep you limited. Stop believing things that aren't even your own belief. It's not even your thought. That was your father's limiting belief. That was your mother's limiting belief. That was your friend's limiting belief. That was the school system's limiting belief. That wasn't yours. Because at one point in time, you thought you could do anything. At one point in time, you thought you could do anything. And then you adopt these beliefs that have kept you bound. And we're here to break that so you don't have to believe that, so you can have the life you're looking for and truly be sovereign. All right, Gordon, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Put the mic away. Put the mic away, man. Go ahead. You got that now. You got
Doc
that.
got it. I pulled all that information out of Doc, and I was just so passionate. I just love it because that's what we do at Boundaries and Brotherhood. With between me, Doc, guys, let's look at it this way. Doc is a professional therapist that has his food practice, everything, got every. When I asked the AI what's different between me and Doc, he says the professionalism, Doc, for therapy combined with the insights from me from real life experience that's broken, tried, true, and tested. This is what it gave me. Nobody else is doing that, and we want to give that to you because on Tuesday when I did the talk with the kids, I was fortunate enough to talk to kids and guide them. I said the exact same thing, right? The things that you believe in right now to these kids is trauma passed on from your parents and their parents and from somebody else that's been going on. And you're living it and saying it's your own. And I said that exactly to the kids because why? We right here in Boundaries and Brotherhood have the direction, the purpose, the things for you to change. Like Doc said, I forgot that guy's name with the no arms, and like, I met him. He was at the
Yeah.
Cosmo one time, but it was like, he's a motivational speaker, and his look on life is so different because he's like, what else am I gonna do, right? Even the one, what's his name, the one that, in fact, the one with the limp arm that got in the football accident. What
Inky
was his name? I
Johnson. Yeah.
love him.
Inky Johnson. Yeah.
Inky Johnson, right? I seen him get hurt on the field when I was watching. I was in prison while that
Mm.
happened, but he turned their life around. And if he can do it, you can do it. Now he does everything else. Because you got to think, if you're in a situation, you stop fearing the loss of others and the validation, and you're going to learn that rejection is just simply an agreement that protects your authentic self. You won't be able to give away sovereign power, and you can be able to learn to walk away confidently and have a little ego for yourself. That's what we want to give it. We want to do at Boundaries and Brotherhood. And guess what? We have a solution for that. If you're feeling that way, we call it walk away and make them pay. That's just one of our modules, right? If you're in a situation where you want to dismantle an inner critic of yourself, that cancer that Doc talks about, that hijacks your processing system, and you're getting overwhelmed by anxiety and the guilt of everything else, what if we could replace all that hesitation with self-trust? And we have a module for that called From Self-Doubt to Shout It Out, so that you can have the capabilities to have everything that you want in life with these small momentum steps. Guys, if you look at everything else going on, everything that we've done in 2025 built up to this moment, 2026. We did the blog posts, we did the videos, we did the all that you could do. In fact, we, between the two channels, Doc, we just reached over 1,000 subscribers, not followers. So I'm short by 5 days by reaching my goal. I was like, shit, I was trying to do everything, right? Right? You can acquire the SERR method. That Doc is his trademark thing that he's created. You can also get a book of his. You can have workbooks, things, assessments. We have everything lined up like a mother to have you on your way to have a sovereign life, becoming the 11th man, to be proud of who you are as a man, instead of being a simp like last week's talk. Right? Yep. Because momentum will build your confidence. Inaction will do something to you that's just going to put you in a different state, not a flow state, right? Mm-hmm. And if we can force you to have the action within yourself and have a little pride, even when you don't feel like it, that fickle friend of yours might be able to put it in the back burner, so you can actually come out as a phoenix that carries you forward for the rest of 2026. And that's what we want to give to you. God, I went off. Jeez, yeah. Doc, what are you doing to me?
Yeah, that's the power of being a community, though, right?
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Being a community, right? And for any guy, we've been taught to be alone, and you got to be a real man. You got to do everything alone, and let me just complete side. I know we're talking about action preceding belief, and then I'll get back to that. We'll start probably wrapping it up soon too. Yeah. But you ever ask yourself the question, like, who said that? Like, who established that rule that to be for one, to be a man, which you're already a man the moment you're born, but we won't even get into that. But let's just think, who established the rule that to be a real man, you have to do everything by yourself? If I would probably give everything, if someone could actually even answer that, like, oh yeah, this rule was established by blah, 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 right? I would love to know where that rule was established.
Nobody can dig it up. I guarantee nobody will be able to dig it up. No, it's been passed on.
Yeah.
It's been passed on from the 1930s.
Maybe even longer than that.
Even longer than from Peaky Blinder days.
But But when it comes to that, but that's the power of being a community, though. That's the power of us linking up with one another. That's the power of boundaries and brotherhood, because when you come together, you can feed off each other, right? And then maybe you are down, right? Because I just want to make sure it's clear that we're not saying motivation is bad, right? Motivation is great.
Oh,
what
absolutely.
we're saying is, like everybody else says, motivation just won't keep you going. right?
Correct.
It might get you started, but it won't keep you going. So you might go to a conference and leave motivated, but that's not going to keep you going, right? You may listen to our podcast and you might, be motivated, but that's not going to keep you going. You need that consistency. You need that discipline. You need that momentum. And so you need that action. And as you keep taking that action, it reinforces a new belief. And here's a beautiful thing as well, right? Even if everything in your mind is screaming no, your action will drown all of that out. It's like, no, don't go to the gym. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's going to be too hard. It's going to take too long. Oh my gosh, don't do it. Oh, we're going to run out of time. If you keep going, your actions shut down all that negative talk. It shuts it down, and the voice becomes less and less, quieter and quieter as time goes on, and then moves into just, instead of being a voice in a conversation, it might be just a statement like, oh man, do we really have to work out today? Yes. And we keep going. That's it. Yep. That's it.
Yep.
So really want to drive that point home. Like, guys, we gotta take action. Gotta take action.
One thing, let me squeeze this in, right?
Yeah.
One thing about us guys, accountability is just part of the process, right? Accountability is combined with encouragement from the right people in the right corner with the right support will take you to whole different levels, right? And to a level that you might not even see possible in yourself right now, right? But if you have a brotherhood, you have a camaraderie, and you learn how to set boundaries for yourself, and you have men that's been in your situation, whether it's in business, sales, digging yourself out of addiction, finding the support that you need, that's what we're here for. This is why we built this thing, because we want you to have integrity, confidence, momentum, boundaries, and be able to hold your head up high to become a different person that you never thought you seen possible. But guess what, guys? It's more than possible. It's more than doable. It's livable. And you know why? I'm walking, living proof of this crap that works, that I see that I can do. Because why? If I came from prison, from being an addict, and I came to Las Vegas and flourished, can you imagine the possibilities you have that you haven't even tapped an unseen potential yet?
Yeah.
Right? Doc.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one question, right? Now, another one of our products was, right, articulate and master your fate with your SERR communication code. Give a brief on what that would created. What does it solve, so that we can build a little bit of intrigue.
Okay. So, and we probably got to update that part as well, because it's the Yes Sir communication framework.
Okay.
And it's a framework that I designed, to help people communicate better. I designed it particularly though for those in relationships. But it will be possible for me it is possible to be used in other situations as well, right?
Okay.
How can we have conversations and both of us be heard, validated, understood? How can we listen? And then how can we speak in such a way? Because the fact of the matter is, no one taught us how to communicate at all. Your parents didn't teach you. Your teachers didn't teach you. Your friends didn't teach you. No one has taught you. And a lot of us have ruined relationships simply because we don't know how to communicate. For a quick example, a lot of times we think we're sharing what we're thinking and feeling when we're communicating with somebody else, but all we're doing is saying, well, you do this and you do that, and you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and you always do this and you always do that, and then all of a sudden they blow up on us to get defensive. And then we, want to get upset and see, why aren't they listening to me? And why are they making this about them? And whatever. Well, sir, you just made it about them. You when using all of those you statements, you literally made it about them. And you did absolutely nothing about yourself. So this framework is to help you learn how to actually articulate yourself, so you can share your thoughts and your feelings in a way that's not tearing the other person apart, so you can actually be understood and accepted and actually have a healthy relationship and save your marriage, save your relationship with your children, be able to talk better with your clients, be able to talk better with your coworkers, with your boss, whoever. It's going to revamp the entire way you communicate. And part of that system and that program is also emotional regulation, learning how to remove resentment. And so I know, and this is something that I'm rolling out soon as well, because as far as like a course that you guys will be able to purchase, and I said the workbook to go along with it. so that you guys can make sure you know how to communicate and never be and also in this as well, because I know a lot of guys, Gordon, are scared of being vulnerable, right? They're scared of opening
That's
up,
a topic.
I teach you in this program not only how to be vulnerable, but I also teach you how to protect yourself so that you don't have to worry about things being thrown in your face. You don't have to worry about, things being used against you. You don't have to worry about being treated bad over and over and over again. I teach you how to deal with all that as well, so that you can actually forgive, remove resentment, and actually live your best life regardless of what's going on with anybody else. So that's, just a quick snippet on what that's going to be like. And it's going to be coming out probably by the end of the month, I would say, if not a little bit sooner. Yeah.
How's the are we also getting a glimpse of your book that we could be getting?
Yes, that the relationship book. Yes, I'm in the process of reviewing the final few chapters to get it out to my editor. The goal was to have it out by the middle of January, but I probably have to push it back to probably the end. Because of course we got to get it all formatted and everything like that. So, and also it costs money. So, but all that's gonna be rolling out. Those are the two biggest projects I'm working on right now. So just stay tuned for that.
Okay, nice. Because guys, we want to be able to equip you with the tools. Guys, this is how great these are doing, right? Everybody asks me, what is boundaries and brotherhood? Boundaries and brotherhood is going to be an umbrella of things that for men, women alike too, because they like to see what's going on, to be able to do some business, have confidence, create boundaries for themselves, have communication, have things. And it seemed like, Doc, I'm busting out all my things, right? Besides this, I've written 7 books. I just haven't maximized everything else.
Yeah.
This year on the Boundaries and Brother, you want to get all access to this stuff through our memberships, through our library plays, through our workshops, through our hands-on workshops. I don't like telling people what to do. I like to have them do it alongside with me and Doc, because retention is going to master what you do tomorrow. So if I tell you what to do and you blow me off, it ain't gonna do nothing. I'm not solving anything for you. If I can work you through it, through a challenge, through a workshop, through a hands-on explanation, you do it again, and then you'll come back. You want to learn how to gain confidence. You want to get over your anxiety. You want to do something that puts you in a different position through communication with Doc. You're getting professional level therapy for just one cost, one price, right? And you guess what? You'll be able to come back, gain the replays, gain everything so that you can better yourself. Because the whole objective is so you don't go down that tube of unaliving yourself, putting yourself in a stressful situation where you wreck everything else that you work for. That's all we want.
Well, Gordon, let me just hop in real quick. Sir. I just want to make sure you guys, just for my license sake, this is not therapy.
This is not
brotherhood is not therapy. This is coaching.
This is coaching.
Right? So,
professional level coaching.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure you guys are clear on that. Licensing boards, we're clear on that. This is not therapy. I'm not doing therapy. This is not therapy. When we do our workshops, it will not be therapy.
Yes, no.
Coaching, right? If you do want therapy, you can head over to my website. You can sign a consultation. We can rock it out like that. And the difference between therapy and coaching, because this is really important, right? Therapy focuses on looking at the past and working through all of that stuff so that you can have a better future, right? Coaching is on, this is where you are right now, and the goal is to take you where you want to be, right? So I just want to make sure to kind of put that out there.
Beautiful explanation.
Yeah. So
beautiful. See, here's the cool part, Doc. Disclaimer: I'm not a professional therapist. Doc is. I don't play a lawyer to be on TV. So doesn't Doc. But what I'm damn good at is getting to you to where you understand yourself and your please, so you can live out your true potential. Guys, it's been a blast, actually, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, we're gonna end it right here. This is Gordon Watt from Boundaries and Brotherhood. If you want to work with Doc on a therapy level, please hit him up. Leave a comment. We'll send the website in one of the comments for him to get you some consultation, some free consultations to see where you're at. If you want to work with us in the future, please fill out the form at boundariesandbrotherhood.com. The website is going to be built soon. Workshops is all done. Everything is all loaded, rock and roll. At the end of the month, we'll be doing a free workshop please jump on if you can. Doc, please end the show.
All right, you guys, listen, action precedes belief, right? Action beats fear, right? Take action. One thing in your life, one thing you can start taking action on right now. No more excuses, all right? No more lies to yourself. One thing, pull out all the stops, whatever it takes, but do not let indecision stop you. Do not let analysis paralysis stop you. Just move, take action. It's the beginning of the year, right? This could be the restart of your life by you simply just taking action today, right? And also take action by coming back next week for the next one, right?
There you go.
We're coming back with more information. And also you can look at the rest of our social media. We have tons of topics, tons of issues that we talked about as far as when men are concerned. So you can take action on improving your life by looking at rewatching our content. So you guys take care. Have a great, awesome, and blessed day. And we all see y'all soon.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Aloha. Bye. Become a man of action.